Hey, day 11 of making a YouTube video every single day or until I stop. You ever seen that video on Instagram? I'll probably play it right here.
This is day 2 of doing an ice bath every day until either next Christmas or I just stop.
It's just a funny concept. That's actually what I'm doing with this series. I'm doing one every single day until I stop. There's only a couple things I want to talk about today. Didn't have like too much of an eventful day, but the major thing that happened today was I had a coffee chat with my good friend Daniella Atkinson. She is a fellow content creator, local Vancouver, does interview style content, which I really like and appreciate.
Do you do for a living?
I'm a high-rise window cleaner.
Very cool. What is that like?
It's fun. I hang out by myself.
Me and Daniela just had a very healthy and productive coffee chat about social media and business, entrepreneurship. Yeah, it's great talk.
Right? Big things.
Great person, super kind, super motivated, very entrepreneurial mindset oriented. And her and I had a great conversation this morning, about an hour, at my go-to coffee shop, super nice coffee shop. Yeah, it was great. Like, it's just very nice catching up. I hadn't seen her since, I think, the summer. And just nice to, like, chat with someone else in kind of the social media world, because that's what it is. It's like an entire ecosystem and an industry, essentially. That's kind of what it is. It's an industry, and it's nice to communicate with people in your industry, as you probably can relate to in some capacity. Second thing I want to talk about is like phone use. My phone usage has like drastically increased since embarking on this YouTube journey. And I find when I go through periods of like being more interactive and engaging on social media, obviously, that requires more engagement on my end. And it takes a toll. It takes a true toll. And that's something that you have to consider if you're looking to get into social media. I'd recommend you assess your relationship with social media, how you use it now, whether or not you have an addictive personality, and whether or not you think your relationship to it is healthy. Because if you get into creation, you're going to get addicted to an entirely different side of social media than what's at your disposal already that you may or may not be addicted to already. So yeah, there are two like sides of social media that are pulling at my addiction strings in my brain. And I don't have an addictive personality. I'm very responsible and in control of my subconscious desires, I guess you could say. I don't know if that's the right terminology, but I don't get addicted to things easily. And if I do, I always notice and I pull back like pretty quickly. Where I'm going with that is my phone is now off right now. Today was a pretty usage heavy day, and I can feel it. I can just feel it in my head. Like, it's like you're buzzed. Like, there's like a buzz, like a ringing. You know, like if you hear like a super loud sound, you get like this ringing in your ear after. And that's actually how I feel about using my phone for extended periods. It's not a ringing in my ear, but a ringing in my brain. And that's exactly what it is, actually. And I don't like that. I feel disoriented. I feel cloudy. I feel incapable of thinking concise thoughts. That was today, and I've had those days in the past, many of those days in the past, and you might be able to relate. I'm just going to go over some of the solutions that I do to try to aid this issue, because it's a freaking huge issue, for me at least. My first line of defense is I delete the Instagram app on my phone. I just delete it. That's my first line of defense. It's the easiest thing to do. It prevents me from getting sucked into the rabbit hole of the Reels tab or even the Stories tab on Instagram. And if I need to utilize Instagram, which I do sometimes, I go via Safari, go to the Instagram website, and you can use Instagram It has less functionality and it's more clunky, but that's actually a benefit in this case because I'm trying to not get sucked in. So big benefit using Safari to use Instagram if you have an addiction to Instagram or if you feel like it's a problem for you. Delete the app, use Safari. I do that maybe once or twice a week on days where like I feel buzzed from my social media. First line of defense. Second line of defense is I have my triple click home button set to grayscale. And I know you might have heard that before, and you might have even tried it, and you might have hated it because with true grayscale, you actually lose tremendous functionality of your device. Like you probably don't realize, or maybe you do, when you're using your device, there's a lot of colors that represent certain actions slash like point you in the right direction, tell your eyes where to look, all of that, like red, green. And when you grayscale it, you lose literal functionality of your phone. So you like forget where things are. You don't know how to move through pages. You don't know which buttons to click. And I was noticing that. And that's a problem, obviously, because I don't want to lose functionality of my phone. So my solution to that is you can actually dial the grayscale opacity percentage. And I have mine set to about 30%. So my screen is about 30% saturated. And it takes the colors down of my screen just enough so that it's not like super potently eye candy, but it still maintains majority, if not all, of the functionality that I expect from my phone. It really, really helps me. It really helps me. It makes looking at my phone less addicting because the colors aren't in your face. It's actually very interesting. The colors play a huge part in why we are so inclined to want to look at our phones. And when you remove that, you remove a huge chunk of that gravitational pull. And then my third line of defense, and I don't do this too often, but I did it right now. My phone is completely off. I shut it down because I got pissed at myself because I tried the other two methods and my monkey lizard brain turned off the grayscale, downloaded the Instagram app back, and I was like, you know what? I've had enough. I got to turn my phone off. It's been off for like an hour and a half, 2 hours. That's my third line of defense. So take with that what you will. Those are my 3 lines of defense. Delete the Instagram app or whatever app it is that you are addicted to or have a problem with. Second, 30% opacity grayscale in the settings. Triple click home button. Third, turn your phone off. I haven't looked at my phone in like 2 hours and I feel less buzzed. I feel better right now. I feel less connected to the entire world. I guess the last thing I'll say is on the new cut, the new style. I thoroughly enjoy it. My only hesitation is the maintenance. I'm scared of the maintenance involved. I don't want to have to get a haircut every 2 weeks. I don't want to spend the money, and I also don't want to spend the time. I've been thinking about ways around this. Should I buy a buzzer, a thing, and just do it myself? Should I get a different haircut that doesn't require too much maintenance? I don't know what the solution is because I actually really like this look. I like the tight look. I like not having hair. It's so interesting. I've had hair for 10 years. I don't have hair anymore. It is a very, very new but welcome feeling. And it reminds me of being a kid. I used to have buzzed hair as a kid, so this is not completely new to me, but that's something I'm battling with, and I would encourage you, if you're a male probably, to get a buzz cut if you are looking for change. If you're a girl, maybe, sure, get a buzz cut, but I don't know how well that would go over. Cool beans. Really appreciate your support. I'm having a great time. I hope you are too. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sharing, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.